Whoa! Therapy! Jeez, you said that was a hard drop at the end. It really was.
It's a sharp drop.
George has turned into intergalactic, planetary, intergalactic. Just to talk, George.
Oh my
Talk.
goodness.
Oh, George,
Oh,
your audio always goes when we go live, George.
What?
It was perfect like 3 seconds ago.
Oh my god. Turn the computer on and off again.
It's season 2 and we're professionals.
We have dramatically improved our production. He really
Turn
does
it off
sound
and
like
on
the
again.
guy from the Beastie Boys song. Well, welcome back to the therapy session. Some things never change. It's so reassuring that we haven't gotten more professional. We don't get along any better. I think about it was like 20 minutes into the first episode of season 2, and I was like, I feel somewhat, comforted that we still don't agree on fucking anything. So, and again, if George had slick audio and wasn't either shouting into the mic or a robot,
What's happened, George?
it would
it's
be
really
a concern.
weird sound.
We're going to have to mute you, George.
That's terrible.
That's worse than ever. Hi, guys. Hi, Stephen. I'm going to just say hi to Geezer. I'm going to say hi to Crossy Boy, Raymond Cummings. I remember these names. He's a Dalek. He is. Exterminate.
Exactly it.
This is like a Doctor Who episode. Captain Boring.
I'm going to come back in, okay? You
Yeah,
carry
yeah.
on and I'll come back in,
Definitely. Definitely. Adrian, let's talk amongst ourselves. Who else are we saying hi to? We've got Jeremy.
We've got to say hi to Grant. We've got a Grant who's got a little spanner, which I think he's a
Grant
moderator.
McDonald. Yeah.
Grant
is he a
is,
spanner? Is he saying that
is a
we're
spanner.
He's saying we're tools. I
He's an
top that
editor.
right now.
He's my
is
Bark
that
and Jack
the editor?
and he's a social man.
Hey, Daniel Reese, how you doing? Hey, guys, everyone, morning from Sydney. Alexander, I hope it's a better day than Melbourne. Melbourne, it is pissing down. It is biblical down here. I was telling Adrian, what is going on? Why does Australia cop all this climate change bullshit, Adrian? Why?
It's freezing here. I mean, if it was raining, it would be snow. It did snow.
Yeah. Well, we got
Redonkulous.
some pictures from our good friend George Bamford, the Dalek, on our thread. And look at this absolute town and country kind of. Oh, where's the thing? This is like me trying to look at this.
Look
There
at
we
that.
go. Look at this. I don't know. You can
George and his
look at
defender.
George and his defender out in the snowy wilds. Hey, every single person who's here on this chat who hasn't already left after the Dalek came and exterminated us, thank you for staying. You are here for an important reason today, and that is not just to snipe at us. Evening, Stephen Garrett. I remember your name. I've seen you on Instagram. You are also here to chip in on the alternatives. We had a lot of people making many comments on episode 1. G'day, mate. Oh, what is it? Come on. Stop objectifying me. Yes, I'm Australian. No, but we want your alternatives because I think I went back through the rounds, Adrian, George, Marcus, and I felt like there weren't that many winners. I only awarded like 3 wins for the whole of episode 1.
From your side, that's because you kept breaking the rules. And
That's
those
true.
Really bizarre.
Don't at me,
really
man.
bizarre options.
Don't at me. Egypt
Oh,
is
is it
in
breaking
the
rules or
house.
double standard?
I
Double
really
standard
think we
strategy.
all
it's-
break the rules on
It's
that
pure hypocrisy, and absolutely, I reserve that right amongst you two from season 1 of the show, where we'd set a course, and within 8 minutes, George, I don't know, it would just be Tag Hoyed, you know.
Tag Hoyed.
one. Tag Hoyed.
That has to be
Oh my
one of those
goodness.
cards. We need to get that on one of the cards.
I've been tagged Hoyed.
Yeah, I don't know what that experience is. It's a pleasant experience. It's about effing time. No, I did feel that we didn't put our best foot forward for episode 1. I felt our commenters had some great alternatives. It's snowing down here in Brighton. I thought Brighton was like a holiday
No,
town.
it's
So
effing
confused.
snowing here as well. So
Yeah, I know.
I'm kind of I've been.
I showed
off-road
people
snowing.
your horses and hounds shoot that you did on the weekend with your darling wife.
Oh
Hi, Leo.
no, it definitely wasn't that. Hey, look, one thing you talked about alternatives, and for me, I didn't. Is my sound crap still?
No, it's
you
good.
sound gorgeous.
beautiful.
Okay, good, perfect. Thank frick, it's working. No, so I did an alternative for the Reverso. I couldn't believe it, and we
Oh
spoke
my
about it
God.
in the freaking green room. And this is the Tag Heuer Reverso.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
We're
I'm
being
like,
tag Hoyed
it's a
already.
Monaco
I've seen this.
Reverso. I was just like, I'm an idiot. And everyone bashed me over the head It was just like, oh, am I dumb?
That's horrible, George. That is
I
vile.
love that watch.
Just
No,
don't. Let's not.
it looks like something from like some futuristic movie that's on a low budget. No.
Sort of like
Wow.
yeah. Well, look, let's not bash George too hard too early or each other, because we've got it. There's a little bit of tradition. We're going to do a wrist check, and let's see if I can get my watch in camera. What are we all wearing, Marcus? What are you wearing? I'm curious. Apart from a
Yes.
hunting cap.
Yeah,
You look
a
deadly.
hunting cap. Now here we go. Black A, S&G.
Ooh, on leather, if you don't
On
mind,
leather.
sir.
Yeah. There you go.
I've never seen you wear that on leather.
Yeah, well,
Such a
yeah,
cool
it happens. It happens. It's a beautiful,
George.
beautiful thing, man. Yeah.
Do you feel like that's a euphemism? George has got a nice Christmas tree. It just to me, it sounds filthy. Anyway, that's just me. How do you know, Geezer? What screen have you? Are you on George's OnlyFans at the same time? Adrian, what are you wearing?
I might have just given it away. I don't want to share what I'm wearing because I need to clickbait the
Yeah,
video.
I think I know
I've
what
got
it
a
is.
new watch,
Ooh, is this going to be an
Oh, wait.
exclusive?
Oh.
and I need
The
to.
brown strap.
Is that an IWC?
It is an IWC.
Oh,
Hello.
I've got an IWC.
This is
water
an
bottle.
exclusive. Wow.
Yeah, so I don't want to give it away
What
because
is
I need to pay
happening?
for it somehow, and so I need to clickbait the video. And if I tell people what I've got, then it'll give it away.
Oh,
and
come on. We're only amongst friends here.
I think we did
Can
just
we get a
little-
thumbs up?
we've
If
got-
you're
we've got
watching, give us
little-
a thumbs up
I
if you want to
think-
see.
There you
So
go.
it's the
oh,
Mark,
Oh,
the
there
Mark
it is.
20. And I've got a. I like the watch, but I'm
Grant,
obsessed
that's
with
a
this
killer
thing.
of a watch. Sorry, Adrian. There is the person from IWC
Could not
that is an
resist.
absolute dude, and
Grant's-
so that's why I say Grant, because every
So,
time I see
yeah.
the IWC, it's like UK IWC. It's bloody amazing.
Well, you know,
such
I
a
think
thing.
the finger that you can point at George for his Hoyerisms is rapidly dissolving. Raymond, the crumpled lecturer, has already declared that you've sold your soul to IWC. You're fully branded. Meanwhile, down in Oz, I'm still fully independent. I'm rocking this completely. Oh, my
no,
gosh.
it's blurred out.
The blurring of the
It's okay.
screen. There we go. That's better. Can someone tell me the
Ta-da.
reference of this? I think it's SRPCK something something. We just called it the Darth Turtle. I'm wearing this Seiko. I absolutely love this. This
That's
is my favorite
awesome.
Seiko ever. George, it's very you, actually. It's got the
really is
grey, ghosty 15-minute marker on the bezel. The flesh-colored loom plots are they're very fleshy. So when someone, it's like the elephant of the Nautilus, the elephant ears. When someone said, "Hey, those are flesh-colored loom plots," I'm like, "Ooh, that's weird, but it's accurate."
It's cool.
Um,
It's cool.
What are you wearing?
I'm double wristing it for once.
Whoa. Come on.
So I've got
Not
Snoopy. So this
Oh,
is
yes.
a midnight Snoopy.
Starry Night. Yeah.
So this is freaking cool. And then I have got a Supreme. I don't know if I can do it right.
Yeah.
A Supreme. Yeah, I'll take it off. I got the
Let's see the
Supreme
strap.
G-Shock.
Oh, I like this strap.
That is a
strap's really
monster.
cool. So this
Yeah,
is the
wow.
North Face Supreme
Oh.
G-Shock.
How did I miss that? When did that come out?
I didn't even know
That
that
came out
happened.
last week or something. So the a friend of mine used to run Supreme, and he sent it over to me as a present, and I was just like, "Hell yes!"
of mine
And
used
it
to
works
run
with what I'm wearing.
It really does. Like, and it would
does.
work with. You know how you
These are
gave me
great.
that T-shirt when I said I
Gimmick
love
is
your
out,
T-shirt.
yeah.
That it would work if you flipped it too. Like it would work with my white long sleeve T-shirt.
That's what I mean. Is it's such a
Yeah.
cool. And for me, look, I I'm a G-Shock freak, but I was just like, when this came out, and it arrived at home, and I was just like, this is so freaking cool. And there was a black one, a white one, and a yellow one. And my son nicked the black one. My daughter nicked the yellow one. And so I've got the white one, and I've got the best because it's snowing here. So I feel like, this is Christmas, red, white, and oh yeah, I've got white there.
Red, white, and George. Hey guys,
Yeah.
can I say what I want for Christmas? Can we just do a quick roundup of what we want for Christmas? Just go straight off the top of your head. All I want for Christmas is 1,000 comments on this chat in 1 hour. We got to 997 with our last live stream. 997. Yeah, man. We just missed 3 comments away from 1,000 comments. So if we can just comment like crazy, Marcus, you are going to read out alternatives thick and fast when we get through
Yep.
each of the rounds. And
Fine.
then we're going to crack 1,000. The other thing I want is a Royal Oak Chronograph 50th anniversary. What do you want, Marcus, for Christmas?
I want my workload to be magically taken care of when I click my heels together and go, there's no thing like no work to be done. That's what
practical and fair. Captain Boring, do you want what is the most what boring stuff could you be desiring right now?
Actually, no, I know exactly what I want. I saw it the other day at Selfridges. I saw the Laureato in, I think it was rose gold with a black dial, but it had the onyx black dial. And that black dial is just insanely deep. And it is honestly just pure sex.
You wouldn't stop looking at it, would you? It'd just be so distracting. Is it called the Infinity still? Is it the Laureato Infinity because of that dial?
No.
I think it is.
Honestly,
it
that
looks
dial
incredible.
comes alive. It
really does.
And that
it's
Laureato,
just plain black, but it really comes.
But your eye can't fix on it. Your eye can't work out where it ends, which is maybe why it's called the Infinity.
Oh yeah, that would make sense.
Yeah.
But that's what I'd like. Yeah, please. I think it's about 47 grand, something like that. So if someone could just.
Are we going big boy on money? It's like frick.
We're just dreaming here, George. What do you want for Christmas?
Okay,
you seem to have got everything already. Look at you.
Oh yeah, so yeah, I've got the Christmas tree behind me. No, honestly, I went into AP House the other day, and I got to try on the Star Wheel.
Oh wow!
And
the new code.
The new code. Now, I would love to know firstly what people think of the code. If there is anyone here in this, please just say what you think of the code, because some people may like it, some people may not. And there's no comments
in the group or on the comments. I mean, my view,
guys. What do you think?
I'll start.
I don't hate Adrian, the code as much as everyone made up. I think the challenge around it was I think AP tried to hype it more than it was. But as a unit, as an offering, I think it's a very interesting case, and I think it's an interesting addition to their offering, and it's a fun. I like it. I don't think it deserved the amount of hate that it got, but I think it might have been how much AP hyped it up. But I like what they're doing with it. It's not my cup of tea, but I like it.
Okay, Andrew, what did you think?
Look, I could go for hours on this, because I think that it was just a misstep to open with the time only. If we had had a glimpse, everything was wrong with the time only. The dials were wrong. I just didn't like anything about the design of a really simple watch in this huge case with an atrium style case width, case height. It just didn't make sense. But now that they've started releasing these absolutely stunning open work versions. And as we move on to the Star Wheel, it makes so much more sense. So if there'd just been that, because you can't take back a first impression. If the first impression of the code was one of those beautifully symmetrical, open worked, bridge pieces that we've seen, like whether it's the blued version or, I just think that would have changed everything. So,
well, that's
my view. It was just a misstep of like they just started with the wrong model. The Star Wheel, though, is a good throwback.
This thing is, if this turned up underneath my Christmas tree, and it won't, because you can't get them at the moment. But honestly, I tried this on, I saw it, and I just went, this was the most perfect. I love the original ones. I love the original, and I was in Philips umming and ahhing about bidding on one recently, and I thought, frick me, this is so cool. And now I got to try this one on, from the strap to the case to the dial to everything. I'm just going to say to you, is it really rocks. It's just there's this wonderful dial. When you talk about that onyx dial of the GP, this AP has this just it is a sexy dial. And I didn't think, when I saw a photograph of it, I thought, oh yeah, this is cool. When I tried it on, I was just like, oh, hello. And yes, there is so many other watches that this comes from, but Jesus Christ, they've got history. Those glass dial that they did originally, it was so good. Anyway, it was one of those pieces. I was like,
that's funny.
That's harsh.
Under the cuff, funny.
Yeah.
How do you read the time on this thing? Is this saying 10? 20?
10, 1020.
All right, cool.
So what happens is the top one locks into place, and it goes round, and then the other ones move, and then the next one locks into place. It's cool. It's cool. And it's one of those things that I'm just like, yeah, actually, this really does tick the
Marcus,
box.
put
And
up an original Star Wheel, because again, people,
The
this isn't
original
a
is
new
so
complication.
freaking
This is a part of AP. See, AP is just obviously the Royal Oak has overshadowed everything the brand's ever done, but they have actually
those gold ones.
had a far more interesting, complicated history than
look
we know
at
about.
these and there was a Guerichet behind, and there is honestly, these are such, and they had multiple different variations of it, and they're not worth much. If you're looking at a secondhand AP, now they're probably going to go through the bloody roof. But honestly, I looked at this and thought, yeah, it's amazing. If they go wrong, they go really wrong. So that's the only problem. Is I was talking to my watchmaker about it, and he was just like, George, he was just like, please do never get one of those, because if they go wrong, they're like a Beta 21.
It's not like you can just hand it to your everyday watchmaker and say, hey, could you just fix my Star Wheel?
Yeah, no, it's quite a while with AP, but it's a cool watch. And the other thing about the code, now you guys know this, when you look at the case, there's something wonderful about that case internally. When you look at the chamfered edge, the original codes, I was just like, I don't really want to look at. This one made me come alive. Anyway, sorry, I'm digressing.
No,
look along that side. That is the AP.
It's the skeletonized lugs. They're really
the
cool.
Royal Oak is in there on the sides with those
I see what
so
you mean.
it's the hexagon
Around
in
here,
there.
yeah.
And that was my first time I saw on design. I was just like, Jesus Christ, there is something cool there. Where every time I've seen it flat on, and I've gone, the hands are wrong, this is wrong, and this is me being critic. Now I'm just like going, oh, hello, good morning. This is effing cool.
And I think our editor's in the house. He's pointed out that that a watch sold for 50K at Philips. Sorry, mate.
So I'm really going to say, I thought it was cheap. It was going to be cheap. And now it's like, oh, fucking hell.
So there's one other. Should we do one other news item? Because we did just post something on Time and Tide's Instagram about our little friend who released the Brick watch, which has been sort of the talk of the week. Adrian, I'm sure you've got a lot to say about this, but this is blowing up our Instagram right now. Adrian, Marcus, if you want to pull up the comments, I think we're having.
I think Adrian's on the computer at the moment, aren't you, Adrian?
Yeah. Let's see. We could share screen, but
I'm just playing about, seeing how
it's a $2,400 Quartz watch. I'm not across it, guys, so bring me up to speed. I see that but certainly our comments thread, there's a lot of people very upset about this.
Why?
And there's a lot of watches you can.
What's the deal with this?
Here we go. Watch Mike's on it. I think we're about to experience an explosion of comments.
I think the problem is that it's basic. I mean, look at this one. Alibaba is full of stuff like this, and it's nearly
how much are they on
£2,000.
Alibaba, Adrian? Like, is it $19?
I think the most expensive watch on Alibaba is about £4.79, something like that.
Yeah,
and so it's quite ridiculous the price that these things are. You can get Tag Heuer Breitlings for this price. I mean the Sellita SW200.
What the fuck is going on here?
Fine movement.
Did you not know about this, George?
No, I'm just looking at this going, where? I mean, I feel like someone needs to cross their eyes and kind of go off to one side. I'm going to see if I can actually do it on screen, because it feels like I kind of want to just go. There we go. I can do it. There. I'm trying to. The date wheel is in the date wheel. The number. If you look at the whole thing, look at that. The date wheel with that number next door to it. What the fuck is that? 25 or 26?
283.
283. Yeah. I mean, which date is that?
George, you're dignifying it too much. This isn't a design that he's come up with. This is an Alibaba
watch. The crown is
watch.
way too small. The hands are off. The font size. If you're going to call it go for a brick or go for a shit, then you kind of then go for the bottom of it.
In the brick.
Look at the design thing. I'm really sorry, but if you're going to release something for that amount of money, also that's a 3D rendering. What the? And I'm sorry, exactly. I'm sounding really offensive.
I really poked the bear. This is on me, guys. It's on me.
Oh, geez. I'm really like, guys, please come to me and I'll help you. Who is this person? please.
This
Raymond.
person is the founder of Barstool Sports, which is a very successful
Barstool.
viral social media platform. I think you'd call it. And he declares in his video that he has, how much does he say he's got in his bank account? 100 million in his bank account. So he says, why would I need to do this?
Come
If
to
I,
me and I'll
yeah.
come and help you. I
Yeah,
mean, like
okay.
that,
So we're going to connect Portnoy with Bamford, and George, you would
logo,
then
that
become.
logo is the weakest logo.
Yeah.
That logo
No,
is
but also,
shocking.
yeah,
And the name Brick.
Brick. Let's go. And
Hey,
Brick.
he's the best character on Anchorman. That we can certainly agree on.
Yeah,
Maybe it's
yeah.
a tribute to Brick Tamblyn, I think his name is. Anyway, Zach keeps saying in the comments, guys, read my story. I tell the whole story. So there's definitely a whole story to be told. But
There is one great
yeah.
comment here. Sorry. Queen City wrist. George is like, what the fuck? I should have charged 2,000, not 1,000 for the LR001. Seeing this, no.
So you
I
could get
should.
2 Land Rover watches for this beautiful piece of horology. You could, or you could have 2 LR01s.
I mean, look.
Yeah,
really
it's a fair comment.
are-
We can move on, but that's definitely the news of the week. It just dropped on Instagram, and there's already there's just like a feeding frenzy of hatred. We're not here. No, we're not. So let's get into
We
it, guys.
absolutely not.
Therapy session number 1. We are talking about episode number 1 of season 2, or episode 9 if you're going sequential linear. The first watch we had to come up with alternatives for was the Rolex Submariner. I have to admit, I have woken up in a sweat a few times this week just thinking, what fucking world was I in when I came up with my choice? I step back from it. I disown it. I'm just going to say that I could have done better. And I think, Adrian, I'd like, or George, please take over. Not because all of my
Is that
points
because you got it
stand.
wrong? Is that because you got
No.
it wrong, Andrew?
No, all of my points stand. I'm not entirely saying that the logic wasn't there. I think really, in real terms, if someone's like, I want something that's like a Submariner, they want it to look like a Submariner. I really feel like, as much as I've waffled on about story and bullshit, it's just
No,
like,
but I
dude,
loved what I loved
No.
what you did, Andrew, is that you jumped in straight away and hammered Adrian for the numerals on the dial of the Bell and Ross, and then proceeded to present the 50 fathoms. And he's just like, no numerals on the dial. I will not accept it. Now here's the 50 fathoms.
And that was the thing is, on all of these, we did not. It was like all of us were like, "These are the fucking rules." Oh no, fuck! It was just like we contradicted each other. I mean, like even yeah.
so
you
I just
really
want to
did-
open with that. Are you all man enough to be that honest? Fucking, I've set a benchmark. What are your opening statements?
because I actually rocked with mine. The
You
accuracy
are
was fucking
just
cool. No, it was.
Changeable, George
honestly,
Stanford.
no. The Aqua Racer was coming against the sub. I think for me, the Aqua Racer is a great alternative at a great price, and you're treated really nice for a Tag Heuer. So for Rolex, you're told get out of the fucking door. Tag is like, hey, welcome to the family. So I'm really going to say is Tag Heuer. Also, they've just hit 3 million on
God.
Instagram. So
I really
what more
tried,
can I say?
Adrian. I tried.
Yeah. Oh, it's
We've been-
blurring it out.
We've been Tag Heuered.
Oh, yeah.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Adrian, fuck off. Okay. Yep.
How
How did you feel about yours in reflection?
I really like mine. I chose the Breitling
No,
Super
I
Ocean.
love that.
And honestly, I think that's a killer watch. And also, there were so many comments of people saying, "Oh, Adrian, what are you talking about? You own a Black Bay 58 and an Omega Seamaster." Yeah, but I'm trying not to live up to my name of Captain Boring. and also, I think everyone's aware of those watches because they get so much attention. I feel like within the watch community, perhaps more simple ideas like the Breitling Super Ocean is often overlooked. I certainly don't see Breitling all that much when I go to Red Bar meetups or watch meetups. It's pretty much always the 58. I'm going to go to a Red Bar meetup tomorrow, and there's going to be so many Black Bay 58s around, and I doubt I'll see one Breitling Super Ocean. And so that's why I kind of wanted to highlight that. So I'm actually going to stick with my choice.
Okay. All right. Well, look, I think it's just, again, the contentiousness around what this means. You've just said alternatives to a standard thing. Look, the thing that kept me awake at night, there were two watches that kept me awake at night this week instead of my choice of the Blancpain 50 Fathoms was actually just a straight up Black Bay 58. Because if someone, again, we're very much in an insular little watch nerd world, as Dave Portnoy from Brick keeps saying. You watch nerds. He's been attacked by a horde of watch nerds, us included. But I do think if someone off the street just said, "Hey, I want something that kind of looks like a sub that I can actually get," you just have to put this in the conversation. I didn't do it on purpose, but now I think it's got to be there. And again, this can be quick. And the second watch that I've thought about a lot, Marcus, is the Monta. The Monta, again, at that sort of budget, super accessible end. Monta's what I don't know the name. I've forgotten the model name. Monta have some Submariner alternatives that are very, very attractive, affordable, and super high quality. The build quality of Montas is extraordinary, and also the clasp, the bracelet of the Monta. There's sort of an urban myth going around that it's more comfortable than an Oyster bracelet. Cannot comment. Oyster bracelets are and unimprovable. So I think that's a ridiculous comment. But there are a lot of people that find this a good alternative. They're the two watches that kept me awake at night. And I think while your point is 100% correct, Adrian, our job really wasn't to come up with something that no one else is going to have at a Red Bar meet for that watch. It's to say to someone who says, I want this watch, I want something that's like it, but what can I get? And I think the 58's has got to be there. So that's my view.
You talk about Monta. I've heard nothing but good about them. From looking after you, all the different things. That for me is, I think it's a great brand. I think it's a great shout out.
There you go, the bracelet thing.
I haven't tried out the bracelet. I remember seeing these when they first came out, and I was like, yeah, this is really cool. I don't like their GMT because I hate that ring round the
really.
So if you actually look on the hands, there's that little red ring that sits underneath the hands. And for me, that just bugs the hell out of me when you're looking from above. You've got this red ring. I would have ghosted that bottom bit. There's little things. I know it's being a pernickety.
That's super pedantic.
Yeah, but
that's a watch, man. That's a watch.
That's true. Well, George is a designer. That's what makes it interesting.
I think this lacks the refinement of all the other options.
But at the price, I think it's a good alternative. And
$2,000
for $2,000, I'd go Oris and something like that.
Oris, you're totally right. I would have gone Doxa in some ways. There is others, but I think.
But then this is where the direct-to-consumer model might have something over it. In the direct-to-consumer, see, that's the 50 Fathoms I actually wanted, which didn't have numerals on it. It's just that
this
what we
gorgeous.
cut to. This is
a very different product to the one that you.
This is
showed.
sexy as hell.
But I didn't choose that image. I chose this. I chose the Bathyscaphe, and I got a little bit fucked there. I had to work with it. But yeah, I mean, come on, this is and again, there's a big difference between the Bathyscaphe model and the model that was portrayed in episode 1. I still rolled with it. I didn't call out the I just rolled with it. But that is obviously and the value is very good on this. As you said, Adrian, the grey market's got this in a good place compared to a sub.
Captain Mayo Captain, or I don't know how to say that right, but if you turned up to the Red Bar meet this week, tomorrow with this, what do you think people would? Do you think people go, "Oh yeah, that's a really cool watch"? Because I think,
hell yeah.
I absolutely think they would. Yeah,
you're in an A tier. You're instantly A tier.
No, that's what I'm saying to you. You turn up. I know it sounds strange, but you turn up with a sub, and most people move it away to go and look at this, or they go and look at a Supreme watch or something because it's different. That's my kind of take on this. Anyway,
I think that maybe finishes. We've got to get through all of them again.
I think
the Supermarine's excellent.
Yeah,
it's excellent.
Yeah.
But just maybe throw up that one last. That Superman's a really good shout. And again, build quality, fantastic. I think they've got some of those nice, slightly vintage touches, like that's desaturated matte black dial. They've got like the Oxblood red. So again, some of those codes from vintage Rolex have got in there. It's really nice. That's a great alternative. We should have thought of that. So that's
no. I honestly, I should have brought Bremont to the table, and I didn't. And I feel gutted that I didn't bring the Bremont because I think they're a great brand.
Don't worry, you brought them another 15 times. It's all good.
Well, that's right. I'm talking. Can I just say something else that's changed this season? we've got merch for the first time ever.
Oh, George,
Well, I had a comment, George, about merch that I just want to slip in, because right at this point in the episode, after the first alternatives, look at all these stickers. We then said, "Hey, George, give us some cards." Adrian and I just absolutely cracked it.
And then
said,
you didn't
"Why
fucking
is it?
use the cards.
You hold all the cards." I did. I just used one of them, and it was fuck off over and over again. So we have cards, George. Have you got some there? You can buy these. You can now play these games with your colleagues on Zoom.
You
When
too
will
can
people
insult
use-
your friends.
You too can lose friends and de-influence people, uninfluence people. I think you're amazing. That one's got dust on it, George. That one's got a freaking spider
Honestly, it's
on it.
never been used.
Never been used.
Never been used. I think this one really is kind of being used quite a lot.
It's perfect. That's perfect.
But I think
everyone
Marcus
should have that for
use
their boss.
We're not
yeah.
here to. Yeah, we're not. We're definitely not here.
The thing is, look, I know that we're pushing on merch, but it's not really that. We got so many people asking us, could I get some of the business cards? Could I get the T-shirt? Now, I'm not wearing the T-shirt. I should have been wearing a T-shirt, but it's fucking cold in my room at the moment. I don't know. My heating's not working and it's snowing outside. And I was like, I had to grab a jumper, but I would have the thing. Yeah, we've got notepads, because the thing is, Andrew wanted to write. Now, this is an Easter egg. If you buy this, you have to have very, very, very watchmaker's eyes, because it's so fucking small.
Is that a font for ants?
Look, it's like micro size, but it's really cool because you're going to get that close. But it is this like little Easter egg inside 2 books. Now, why I'm saying that we've got merch for the first time.
They look great. I haven't seen them before. They look amazing.
That's awesome.
They arrived. There's sticker packs and there's loads of more coming. But
let's space out the shilling.
No, but why I'm saying is there has been a lot of change in season 2. One of them is we've got a brand new sponsor. Well, actually, we've got 2 brand new sponsors, but we got to have fun with one of the sponsors around London.
We got 3 actually. We'll get back to that.
No, well, we've got the original sponsor that is that gets me pissed the whole fucking time, and they are awesome. But we had a lot of fun running around London, and I think you'll see more of it on the on the episodes to come. So but I just go, it's so freaking cool.
Yeah, and we've also got another guy in a helmet. We'll get to him later. Let's move on to the next alternative choice. Yes, an English teacher's crack cocaine. Man, stationery.
Yes, thank you, Raymond.
Stationery is crack cocaine to me. I cannot walk past a Smiggle.
Yeah.
I have to go in and buy new notebooks. This is exciting.
I've got a stack of like watchmakers' notebooks, photographers' notebooks, and I'm like going, yeah, great, okay.
So the next alternative was the Speedy. In the same way I said, I don't think anyone won the sub battle in the end. That's my decision. But I will graciously hand this one to Adrian. I think Adrian won the battle of the alternative for the Speedmaster. While I think the Boulevard, I think I got absolutely vindicated by the commenters who all said that I was fucking spot on. But I will still, in ultimate graciousness.
I got a lot of hate for taking.
But I actually think you were right. I think that Bell and Ross, if someone said I want something like a Speedy again, if we're going on pure looks, I'm handing it to you, Adrian.
Thanks, man. That's 2 in a row, I think, isn't it? Because I won the Breitling. I'll take
No,
it.
you didn't. No, you absolutely didn't. I started by saying nobody won.
But
no, the selective hearing in this place. Can you check Adrian's mic, Mark?
The Speedies are very. It's. I'm going to say it's a bland watch. It's a very vanilla watch. In a nice way. I'm a massive fan of the Speedy. There's no hate at all towards the Speedy. But I feel the Bell and Ross nails that blandness to a T. but I'm not saying that about it. The Submariner's a fucking boring watch. So many boring watches are great watches.
Well, it's just boring because it's reached a level of perfection where everyone has one, and then because of the familiarity, there's no longer any novelty. There's no juice left in the lemon. You know, I think it was funny. Someone said, "Hey, why didn't you do Moonswatch as an alternative to this?"
Yeah, that was so good. Genius. Oh,
yeah.
Marcus,
Yeah.
it's so
sounding like
obvious.
me.
I know. Yeah, that he
Good.
really is. We've got to turn yourself down, Marcus. Step back from the mic.
I'll turn it down.
Yeah. I think the Moonswatch is a fun one. And also, what about the Speedy Reduce? Because this is a little known kind of hack.
That's a good
of
shout.
What about that? I mean, it's a little bit sort of in the family, but the Speedmaster Reduced shocked me when I first discovered it. I'm like, hang on a second, this is like 2,000 Australian dollars or less, and I'm getting something that across the room someone's going to think is a real Speedy. You know, someone with very bad eyes and no knowledge of watches. Maybe Dave Portnoy would think it's a Speedy.
Nice.
So I'm going to keep bricking this dude.
But that's a legitimately brilliant thing to mention is the Speedy Reduce, especially pre-owned. You can get some absolute bargains.
Great value, and there's millions of them.
Yeah.
There's no scarcity there. Yeah. So anything else, guys? Please comment. We're getting to 1,000. It's a drive to 1,000 comments. Does anyone have any alternatives to the Speedmaster?
I have an alternative that came out after we filmed. I think it came out after we filmed. Was the new Baltic Tri-Compax Panda Reverse Panda.
Yeah.
And some people like Baltic, some people don't. But when I looked at this, I just was like, I can talk to you about other chronographs and I can talk to you about, some really good pieces out, but this Baltic, I don't know why. I just was
So
like,
good.
They've done as always, these guys keep on dropping really good. They're a good independent. Andrew, you sound like you're about to kind of, go to the bathroom or something. Are you okay?
No, I'm fine. And by the way, I've watched this episode twice now, and when I start talking about the JLC Master Control, you literally go to sleep. I just get so angry. So Adrian, we have to do some social media about that moment, because that was my favorite moment in the show, because I really still want to punch you in the face. Actually, the feeling
me?
never goes away.
Oh,
Anyway,
my wife said, please make up with Andrew. And I was just that was our first ever
Furious.
episode of the thing. And I said, no.
So when you say, Andrew, you look like you're about to, I'm like, don't worry, it's coming at you, buddy. There's a check in the mail there from that JLC response.
But the thing
is Baltic. Baltic are just the thing that Baltic do that no one else can do, because it looks easy to just copy a Paul Newman. Like effectively, you could say, with an untrained eye, this is just a rehash. But they've got real sensitive eye for detail. And again, they've managed, if it was easy to do this, rip off a Newman Daytona era watch, why hasn't anyone else done it yet?
Wait.
Perfectly
Just go
well.
back down. I like the side-on profile. No, the other one.
Yeah, it's
gorgeous.
That for me,
Beautiful.
I when I looked at it, I like that also, because it
They
has
do
a V
everything
on it,
right.
on the ground,
Yeah.
and I just go, yeah, these guys are good.
I
think there's some other
13.5 isn't thin, but yeah.
Look, there's some other ones that we missed. We know that, but everything is our opinions. But I kind of I like Baltic for what they're doing. They really are pushing out that boundary, and there's some really other great watches out there.
And again, if it was easy to do this, if it was really easy to do what the people that don't like it say, then it would be done by everyone, and it's not. It's done by Baltic only. So well done, guys.
I agree with you about the Zenith chronograph, Chronomaster original. Freaking cool! It is an absolute cool. I know, Andrew, you say that we missed out on that. I think there's some really cool watches. I mean, like, we could spend
there's some great alternatives.
It's not exactly part of this.
But the thing is, my issue here is that case shape instantly rules it out. Yes, it has a similar vibe, but again, it's like, this was my issue with the Calatrava. You can't change a Calatrava case shape and say it's an alternative, because the people are seeking that shape.
Because the thing is that
we could do a whole episode about this.
No, but even if you were saying that, look at an icon. If you're wanting another icon, you'd go for the original Zenith. But then, what about the Bulgari? I mean, you think about the Bulgari, the aluminium one, that the chronograph, one of those. I just saw one of those when I was out at GPHG, and I fell in love with the red dial, Bulgari, aluminium dial. The aluminium. I just went, oh my goodness, and down to one of my team that was with me brought one on the way back out. I was just like, and he paid full price. I was just like, really?
So let's leave that up, Marcus. Leave up the. Oh, okay. You just knocked it off. I was going to say.
It's me.
No, it's Adrian. Adrian's on that.
It's me.
I was just going to say, this was, because I think sometimes we're so up I was going to say up. No, I won't say up our own, but we're so in this game that we really miss some obvious ones. And while I think not mentioning the 58 for a sub, not mentioning the Chronomaster Sport for the Daytona was maybe a bit rich as well. There were a lot of commenters like, "Come on, guys, that's the most obvious one." So while that's there, why is that there exactly? Because it's an alternative to the Speedy, or it's an alternative to the? Is that just?
Oh no, I was just looking.
He was a bit bored of us. I mean, Captain.
Exactly. Don't mind us.
I fell in love with this dial, and I was desperate to find this. Not this dial. The one. No, it was. This dial. I absolutely love this dial.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about.
I'm not a fan of the case, but that
the off-white.
Oh my god, this dial fits into. There is a gold version of this. That's a coated gold version that you can actually get at the moment on whichever is your preferred place to buy. But there is a gold one that is unreal, and it's got this dial configuration, and it is beautiful.
Yeah. So Li Jiming, Fortis as well. Fantastic chronographs. There's a cool gray chronograph that is just, in terms of aesthetics, it's absolutely beautiful. That's a good one to look up, guys. Actually, if we want to have another look at a chronograph alternative, it's the Fortis. I think it's called the Cool Gray.
But also the other thing is, I think what steered us away from things like a Daytona or something like that is because these things you can't get. So, if you look at some of these watches, we've chosen some things that you could get, you could have some fun with, and you could enjoy.
That one.
Oh, I like that one. Wait, go up.
Go up.
The video, go up.
Scroll up.
The cool grey one, second from the left.
I like the white dial. And I look at that.
Yeah.
That's so
this
cool.
Is nice. See, that's a real Speedy alternative. Different configuration. But we've got to keep moving, guys. We've got a few more to get through. That's another alternative for a looks like a bit of a stratospheric themed sub. The Calatrava, that was a clear win to me. I've been very gracious, but you can all fuck yourselves. I won that by so far. And thank you, commenters, for agreeing with me.
Please, does anyone agree with Andrew? Just because I don't agree with him.
What was your pick again, Andrew?
Oh, come on. The Jaeger LeCoultre Master Control, which the curve of the...
And you had the Longines.
And you annoyed me with the numbers because you took the piss out of Adrian with the numbers, and then you had the numbers. So Adrian had it on the Breitling, and then you brought it back with that. So
for the record, I had an issue with the numbers when it came to a sub alternative because you can't have numbers on a sub alternative. But this is a totally different thing. I did because the wrong B-roll was used. I wanted the Bathurst cap. Anyway, let's all just move on. Let's not blame the production team. So the Calatrava, that's just over. No, that's not on it. Yeah,
it's not about Adrian now.
Adrian. Wow. I'm glad we're on porkandbeans.com or Jack and Barker. Yeah. Okay. Good. Anything? Would you like to drive then, Adrian? Perhaps you narrate what you're doing right now, because for us, this is just like watching someone surf the internet. Kids watch each other. They watch each other playing Minecraft. This is the Watch Geeks. This is the Watch Geeks version. This is how Adrian surfs the internet.
This is gorgeous. Is this one that you chose? I can't remember the one.
Absolutely, man. That is the one I chose. Look at that bad girl.
Stunning. Absolutely.
That's just a win. Can we move on from that? I think we can just declare that a win.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'd like to say a joint
I gave
win,
you one.
because if you don't have $8,000, I think the Longines.
Sorry, can we highlight Mark S? Andrew's first win of season 2. It's all downhill now.
No, well, I've only got you in for one win this episode, GB. So just watch your sass. Next up, because we've got to keep moving. There's a few to go. Was the Daytona. And there's one thing I want to ask you, George Bamford. I'm so glad we get this chance to be together, to reconnect, to reconvene. What do you actually think of the Tudor Black Bay Chrono? Because you have this enormous and very, very long outburst. I've watched it at least 15 times. I can't decide whether you like it or hate it. Marcus, remember when I'm like, hey, did you watch that bit with George? Did he actually like it? Do you remember that bit?
Yeah. I'm still.
He just goes on and on. I don't have no idea whether when you go, do you remember what you said? He's like, go back to school or something. You just have this huge outburst.
Yeah.
And I can't actually work out whether you're saying Tudor did a good job or a bad job.
I think you were saying they were doing a good job, wasn't you?
Look,
George?
I think Tudor. I think when Davide was in charge at Tudor, and he brought some of these signature designs back. I honestly, I think Tudor is on a great trajectory. Apart from the Ranger that just annoys me, but everything else, I'm like, actually, and it is a great alternative from the same brand. And you look at these, for me, I remember getting one of these and. I bought one and I loved it, and I love.
I've never
bracelet
seen you
and
wear it. You bought one, so I've never seen one.
I had brought one.
Didn't last.
It's a bit like my Omega James Bond that moved quite quickly on. But I also got the vintage one, and I love wearing the vintage one. The new one I find a little bit what would I say is a little bit chunky. It's a bit of a chunky monkey, and that's my thing. Where I would say now, someone's asked why do I not like the Ranger, because I'm just like it's so Captain Boring, but it's not. They're just missing the trick on it, and I think they could have done something a bit more on it. I think this is a great alternative to a Daytona. I mean,
the Ranger is you know what? If you got promoted to patrol leader of your scout group, that would really be the perfect way to celebrate with a Ranger.
And you need a ranchero on the other wrist. It's kind of like great. Like when you put a ranchero on this and a Ranger on that, it's like, come on,
Go making a campfire out of some twigs in a plastic van.
But it's also, I don't know, it's like when do you remember when Cartier brought out the Roadster?
Yes.
And you just went, oh yeah, okay. Great.
No, I went awesome. I love it. I completely disagree with you. I love the Tortue and I love the Roadster. I love those shapes of Cartiers. No one's wearing them. That's the hot tip.
Yeah.
Get a fucking Roadster. Be like Johnny Depp. He wears the Roadster all the time. I mean, that's a great association.
But this for me is just like anyway. Move on.
Okay, move on. So I couldn't work that out, but Daytona, I don't think anybody won that, and I think that we should have just brought the. I think your choice was great, George. Of course, I love the Bulgari Octo Finissimo chronograph.
Yeah, hell yeah.
But do you know why?
But again, it didn't meet the brief.
No. This is the thing: is on any of these alternatives, there isn't an alternative. That's why they're the great. You had to have another icon as something else. Now, that is the other thing I could say to you is you could do the Master Banker from Frank Muller because it is a chronograph. It is something different. It is an icon. The Bulgari Octo Finissimo chronograph, it is an icon. It's a modern icon. And, when I was on
again, you're just interpreting the brief your way.
No, I'm not. Okay, well, I'll stop talking. But but why I'd say to you
where's that card?
Where's my card? All I've got is we've been tag Hoyed.
No, but why I would say to you is it is one of those things when you look at it as a brand, you go, the Bulgari is another icon, and you will get the same recognition or same, I don't know, wrist flex wearing one of those as you do a Daytona.
Okay, this continues to be unmanaged chaos, which is again deeply comforting. The Reverso, that's just a win. Let's move on.
Tag Heuer Reverso.
No. I think this was very controversial because look, I do agree that you can't buy a Basculante, but I think it's been very validated. I started off by being nice to everyone and being gracious, and now I'm just turning into an absolute prick. But I'm sick of seeing that fucking reel doing the rounds of me arguing for this. I think there's at least 95% support for my argument. So I think that we can, watch brands, make a reversible watch so that there can be more alternatives, but also buy a Basculante if you can't get a reverso for whatever it is.
Genuinely the most beautiful watch around. I am
it is stunning.
Obsessed with this. I
think it's fun too.
Wow. It is just gorgeous in every way.
And it is like a tank that has this massive party trick up its sleeve. Like it sits there looking like a tank, and then you go, flip it over. Here's a picture of my dog. Hey,
there was a few people that were chiming in on the comments. Oh yeah, there we go. It's the Vario Reverso. Have you heard about this one?
I have. Vario. Yeah, we covered this on Time and Tide actually. Yeah, it's a monster. It is a chunky boy monster. Yeah. Yep. But it is an alternative. There is one other. Yep. And I
Yeah,
think Time and Tide's probably the
Vario
first response.
Verso.
Yeah. But,
No.
No, it's another brand. It's a different brand. It's a
cheap.
micro
It's cheap.
brand. It's a micro brand that have done a.
I don't think it's called a Reverso. I think it's a
No, it's
Vario
not.
something else.
Just
Oh,
look
very-
up.
that's it.
Yeah, that's
No,
it.
no.
Yeah, that's it.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, that is
That looks like-
chunky.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a big
Look
chunky
how-
boy. Yeah.
But that's like, whoa, that's your alternative.
There, exactly. There you go. That's all there is,
Well,
guys.
no.
So-
There is
Yeah, there's
something
the
else.
the tag
Sorry,
Heuer.
guys. No.
Yeah.
I'm actually I'm gonna drop something else. Is the Icabod. Icapod Reverso.
Oh yeah, Ecopod, yeah.
Ecopod,
Mark Newsom.
Icapod.
Mark Newsom. Yeah.
Favored
Mark
by
Newsom design.
Kanye West loves it.
Yeah.
And it was both sides. I don't know if, and I think it's another alternative. It's two watches in one, like a Reverso in some ways. I know a Reverso is protected, but the Ecopod or Icapod is actually a really, really good one because I liked how the design was. I don't think it's going to be on their website because this was an old design, but I really like what they've done.
Yeah.
And yes, I could come back to the Tag Heuer, but I think this whole idea of Reverso, this kind of difference of something happening in a watch is a great thing. Yeah, cool.
Yep. That was it. I backed us into a cul-de-sac with that one. And by the way, should we drop right now what the next episode is? Because a lot of people have said, "Hey, hang on, you left out a lot," and then some genius
Like it's
went,
hot.
"Hang on a
hot.
second, maybe there's a
First
part
episode.
two. Maybe there's a part two." There is. There is a part
there
two.
is.
Yeah.
There is a part two. That's what's happening.
Yeah.
That's what's next. Part two.
Yeah, part two. But before we get there, there's two to get through, which is the Moonswatch and the
Part two.
GMT Master 2. Yeah, part two, exactly. Hi, Secon. So the next one was the Moonswatch. How did we feel in retrospect about the alternatives there?
Mine
Oh,
was
yeah, the Mayfair.
terrible.
The Mayfair. Yeah, yours was terrible.
Look, I tell you one
I
thing
hated
that
that one.
you put the
It was
Mayfair up there.
understandable and terrible. Like, it was understandable why you did it.
What did you do?
I'd-
Just
I'd-
close your eyes and scroll the swatch site and just said that.
Put in
Pretty
chronograph.
much. I think George, although design wise, no, I'd say that the G-Shock fits the brief because it's a fun plastic watch, and where's my G-Shock's gone? It's a fun plastic watch, and it ticks all the boxes that's needed to be ticked for the Moonswatch.
And it's got the
I still-
collectability.
I mean,
you know, you think about something like this, it does
Yes.
flip out on that. And you know,
That's
Yeah.
a very good point.
collectability. That's a good point.
The cult factor about the Moonswatch is strong, and G-Shock has that as well.
But also the other thing is, if you look at these watches, you know, your Apple Watch does more than these watches in that type of sense. But people will collect them. I'm proud, but I'm also like my son's nicked one of them off me. He's taken his Apple Watch off and he's wearing this. I'm like going, okay.
I hate how
that's-
cool that. It looks so cool on you. Are you just looking at him, Adrian and
it
Marcus,
looks
going,
brilliant.
"God
It's
damn it!"
just like, where's your snowboard?
It may-
I want the yellow
Snowboard
one.
boots
Yellow
on
one
now.
looks amazing.
And your beanie?
No,
By
but
the way,
al-
for the Christmas, if we do a Christmas one, can we all just wear like Step Brothers Christmas sweaters? Can we do that?
well, but also the other thing I will say to you is, Andrew, thank you for mentioning the Mayfair Sport, the Aqua Blue, because Jesus Christ, I did thank you to everyone who supported, but we had a massive increase in sales on that I never thought would happen, and our Aqua Blue has kind of flown out of the thing. So thank you very much. That is a
Well, it gave
and
me. It actually
we're not
gave me
shilling
stomach
anything on
pains.
this.
It
this
gave
business.
it.
Yeah, but I didn't
I felt-
force you to. I was
I
surprised.
felt
It kind of,
ill, but I couldn't not say it because it's just the same kicks that I never got out of a Uranus or whatever it is, the baby blue Moonswatch. Actually, I should never say I never. It's the kicks I never got out of Uranus. That's
Oh, just to say that again.
I'm glad we're on the therapy couch. Let's talk
It's
about.
all right. So it's a
No,
safe space.
I don't need a Moonswatch when I have the Mayfair, but it's still kind of. But I'm happy for you, George, and well done, great.
and the other thing I will say to you is, I agree with some people about the Studio Underdog. I think it should have been in there. I think it is,
That's such a good point.
and you know that has got the fun factor as well. So
Yeah.
honestly,
Yeah,
I
good shout.
you know, if there was 4 of us voting, Marcus. I
Yeah.
think that there could have been something like a studio underdog in there as a good alternative.
Yeah, certainly value-wise, very good. Lastly, we had the GMT, and I am going to give this to George Bamford. The Aquaracer GMT is pretty smoking.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
I just a friend of mine, a guy called Sam Fain, that's Seen Through Glass. It's a really cool,
Really cool dude.
and he's a good mate of mine. He's just got one, and I saw it on his Instagram, and I'm going to say is I am jealous because I'm going to be going on holiday soon, and I wished that I'd got one, and I was just like, guys, please, no, the blue and white one. For me, the blue and white one is one is
That's
the
nice.
best.
Did I bring this? I bought.
Yes,
this to
you
the
did,
party,
Adrian.
That
You
you
did.
did.
You beat him to it. You beat him to the.
Yeah,
okay.
this
And
is
I was
you
pissed.
amazing. I
Yeah, you
absolutely
win.
love this watch.
Yeah.
This is
Yep.
this is
And that
killer.
was the thing. I for me,
How
you always
funny
think
that
that
in my
I brought a
mind,
tag for
it's
it.
just George's.
I can't remember what I brought on the GMT. I think I brought my Bamford GMT at that time.
You did. You did bring it back.
Because I was like, thank you, Adrian,
Oh, yeah.
for pulling my bloody. But this, I absolutely. And
Well,
the
you
other
know,
thing is,
when you
wait,
brought
wait.
your Bamford GMT, we lost like 1,500 followers.
Okay, guys,
That was
just
happening
zoom in
live.
on this. Zoom in on this. You know that I was annoyed about the monitor.
He's taken over your choice, Adrian. No, wonder I thought it was
Adrian,
George.
claiming it is
wait. Just scroll back down. Stop fucking around there. See that? Zoom in. You see on there?
I can't zoom in.
Okay, well, whatever it is, but the
Website
yellow on that GMT hand works, where the red on that monitor didn't work.
I don't know. Yeah. Okay. All right.
And
Similar,
I
man.
think it
It's
does.
the
I
same.
know it's
the same.
it's the color combination. If they'd done a red hand on there,
Okay.
the blue and yellow, I don't know why it works, but also look at the symmetry. This is Guy Beauvais, that's the designer there. The symmetry of what he's done with the yellow and the balance of all of those in line. I like this. I love this.
Sorry,
Okay.
I'm starting
Guys,
to see
it's
some
this-
criticisms here. I can't stand the Cyclops.
Yeah.
I'd get a chisel to that Cyclops straight away. And I feel like
Yeah.
they haven't managed to stick on these little hour markers.
What the hexagonal arm?
Oh, you mean
all
lining them
slightly
up?
off. Yeah, they're all. It's not in any particular.
It's not
but-
like
but
12 to
add-
6.
add-
Yeah.
Yeah, but as an offering,
This is very
I think
confusing. This
awesome.
was your
I
choice. I'm
absolutely love
super
the-
confused.
the
I know,
No,
yellow
I see.
and the
No,
white.
Adrian, they have lined them up. If you look at it, it's like it's the squared off face, which is
This-
Oh,
parallel
I
to
see
The
what you
square
mean.
top is
Okay.
parallel to
yeah,
the real.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
But
guys,
bad
it's
decision. They should've done it differently.
57 minutes 42. We do want to wrap it an hour. Thank you so much. That was a bit of a rapid fire flashback PTSD scenario for
Do
all
we
of us
know how
going
many
back
comments
through
we've got?
episode 1. I don't know, but I only
How do
find
we
out
know?
at the end. I would love there to be 1,000. Usually the way we get there is by asking people what city they're watching from. That
I think
instantly
most
gets
people have been saying.
300.
Yeah.
But how do you all feel? I feel good to be back in therapy. I do feel like I need therapy after this therapy session, which I think is part of the gig, right?
I'd say if we're in season 3 and if we ever get to season 3, Jesus Christ, I think we all need our own therapist. I mean, it is been one of those things. It has been so good to be back to being our friends. And the other thing, I will say, and I'm probably letting the cat out of the bag. We at the end of all of this,
I love you guys. You commenters are the best. Come on. God.
It's hilarious. They're just commenting.
Okay, I'll just I'm just gonna let everyone
James.
come in.
Thanks, James.
Thank you for putting the comments up there. But
Comment. Season 2, George, I think what you were getting around to saying was that episode 2 is part 2 of Alternatives, and episode 3 is a face-melting Christmas special. We have someone
yes.
very special joining us whose season of his outrageously, kind of revoltingly popular Netflix show launches on December 21, so we're going to make sure that we're around that point. He's by far the most handsome man to ever step into the studio, apart from Marcus Flack. He is. We just sort of sat there
I'm in
looking
love
at
with
him,
this man.
feeling feelings.
But
Are you going to
even
say who
down
the
to-
guy's name is?
Even
Not
my
right now.
wife,
Not right
even my
now.
wife said
Not right now.
that's one of hers.
Yeah,
I was
that's a
really
lever.
pissed off.
That's
She
what
just
we
said,
kept her out of the building.
That's
day.
one of hers. I was like, oh
Yeah.
Christ, please.
So there's plenty coming up. There's two bumper episodes coming up. I think we are going to be getting both of them out. Well, that's why Marcus's workload is so intense. But there's some stuff to look forward to. But next episode in 6 days is we're doing it all again with other watches that are hard to get, and hopefully we agree even less, because that's the magic. I do appreciate
we do.
there's
a big moment of realization, isn't there? Which I think is quite interesting. I found it
There
interesting. I was fucking there.
I've had a moment of realization. I've missed these therapy sessions. I actually do. I'm glad to be back. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for the comments. God, this community is amazing. It's. Did you miss that in the gap? I missed our people.
I've really missed this.
This
I
is
miss you
cool. And
guys
the
too.
comments are great, and everyone is rocking.
Yeah,
really
we are.
rocking.
1 hour and 30 seconds. I think we're going to wrap it. Thank you so much.
Cool.
We're going to see you everywhere, social media, and 6 days till the next episode. We'll see you there.
You rock.
Bye.